after just over a week and a lot of people getting discontent with the amount of time they thought it was taking, the deal for Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United is as good as done. He is going in for his medical as we speak. This evening, just after the game, he's travelled up to Manchester for his medical. And I think a lot of people are relieved it's over and done with. We knew it was going to happen, but a lot of people were pulling their hair out, worrying because it was taking a while. Deals take time. They're not an instant thing. There's a lot of parties involved, agents, there's signing on fees, there's image rights, there's more than one player involved, and it can take time. Two clubs in it as well, wages, all sorts, can be a problem. And Manchester United have got, it looks like, Alexis Sanchez on a 4-year contract worth a shitload of money, and Mkhitaryan is going the other way. Now, it's sad for Manchester United that Mkhitaryan hasn't worked out. He come with a lot of promise. I think he scored over 20 goals in the Bundesliga and assists and double figures assists or something like that in all competitions for Borussia Dortmund. So, and he comes to Manchester United and it hasn't worked out. At the start of this season, I really thought it was the season for Mkhitaryan. His first season was a bit up and down, and I thought he started off well, created a lot of assists for Manchester United when we were scoring 4 goals on a number of occasions early on in the season. And after that, it seemed to fizzle out. After that international break, we played poorly against Liverpool, and after that it just fizzled out for him, and he's never really got back in the squad. And we're getting Alexis Sanchez in his replacement. I think he scored 24 league goals, if I'm not mistaken, for Arsenal last season in the Premier League. He creates a number of goals. His work rate is up there with some of the best players in the world. Reminds me of the likes of Carlos Tevez with his work rate, his tracking of the ball, never giving up. And I think Manchester United have got a world-class player there. Whether he isn't at the elite of, let's say, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi or probably a Neymar, but he is in that level below, which is top class. And Manchester United fans should all be happy that we've got a new number 7 in Alexis Sanchez. Now, most Arsenal fans and critics out there are saying that he's come purely for the money. So why has Alexis Sanchez chose to come to Manchester United over going to Manchester City or any other club that was rumoured in the summer? Now, in the summer it was rumoured that Manchester City were the front runners to sign Alexis Sanchez for around £60 million. Now, the rumours are coming out now that Manchester United were pursuing Alexis Sanchez back then. Now, back then we weren't heavily linked with Romelu Lukaku. It was Chelsea who were heavily linked with him, and then Manchester United swooped in and got their man. Now, it seems to me as though Manchester United have been quite quiet on them on that transfer. Most people didn't think that Romelu Lukaku was going to be the man for Manchester United, and Morata was obviously the number 2. Now, in this situation, it does look like Manchester United 2 and 3 targets were Malcolm and Lucas Moura from PSG. Now, Manchester United look like they've got their number 1 target that they wanted, which was Alexis Sanchez. And I believe that Alexis Sanchez has chose to come to Manchester United. He's going to come to obviously the biggest club, certainly in England. We've got such a rich history. He's going to wear that number 7 shirt, which is a big factor in why he has chosen to come to Manchester United. Yes, he is getting paid well, but he would be getting paid well at Manchester City. And the fact that he has already worked with Pep Guardiola, I think, could be a key factor in this deal. At Barcelona, wasn't always plain sailing for him and Pep Guardiola. He wasn't always in the starting lineup there. Okay, Barcelona had a number of attacking options, but you look at Manchester City's attacking prowess with Gabriel Jesus coming back from injury as well. That gives Manchester City a lot of options in the striker and attacking positions with Sane, with Sterling, with Aguero and Gabriel Jesus. And Manchester United will offer him, no doubt, first team football. How Manchester United fit Alexis Sanchez into the starting lineup remains to be seen at this present moment, but he will certainly be the first attacking player on the team sheet for Manchester United. He is Manchester United's best attacking player, ahead of the likes of Martial and Romelu Lukaku. So he will definitely fit straight into the Manchester United starting lineup from the word go. So that is obviously a key factor in it as well. So they're all the factors for me of why Alexis Sanchez would prefer to come to Manchester United over Manchester City. We are the biggest club in the world. Okay, he could have gone to Manchester City and won the Premier League straight away, but he's played no real integral part in winning the Premier League for Manchester City. If he goes there, he would be getting a free Premier League winners medal, which is practically almost guaranteed now with Manchester City so far clear in the title race. But does that really mean anything if you go there? I mean, shit players for Manchester United have got Premier League medals, winning medals over the years, and have done fuck all in order to win them. So does that really matter? I mean, Thomas Kuszczak got Premier League winners medals for Manchester United when he didn't even barely play any games in goal for Manchester United, when Edwin van der Sar was in goal year after year, and he was picking up some Premier League winners medals for playing the odd 2 or 3 or 4 games. It's just, to me, that doesn't it's worthless having a Premier League winners medal if you're not contributing to the team over the season. And Alexis Sanchez maybe he's seen that as well. He wants to play an integral part in turning Manchester United back into a force again. And with Alexis Sanchez, he probably sees this himself, that with Alexis Sanchez, Manchester United's attack will be so much better. He will add a lot more goals to Manchester United's attack and probably a lot more assists to Manchester United's attack as well. He will definitely score more, I believe, more goals than Henrik Mkhitaryan could score. Obviously, they're different type of players to what obviously one another, but it does depend where Jose Mourinho will be looking to obviously play Alexis Sanchez as well. But if Manchester United have Alexis Sanchez out in one wide area, then you've got Anthony Martial I would have out in the other wide area, and then Romelu Lukaku up front. To me, that is a really feared front three attack for Manchester United. It's starting to look okay, not where we were when we were winning the Champions League in 2008, but still up there with a lot of the good attacks in and around Europe. Maybe not quite at the top of the level, but certainly getting towards that stage anyway, because you're looking then that if Anthony Martial's not on his game, you've got Alexis Sanchez up there who can hurt you and score goals, and also Romelu Lukaku as well. So that's 3 players that could all score bags of goals. And in behind that, you're going to have Paul Pogba, who's can create so many assists as well. So you'd have 4 players in and around the squad, in and around the first team, that for me, all 4 of them players should be nailed on to start. It is just a bit worrying that if Anthony Martial does make way for Alexis Sanchez, but I would hope that one would be out in either wide area. And with Paul Pogba in there, that would be 4 players that could really hurt opposition. Okay, Paul Pogba's not a goal-scoring midfielder, but he's certainly a very creative midfielder. So you've got 4 really good quality players in and around there that are top draw that can hurt teams. And we're just missing that one, I think, this Alexis Sanchez, one player that could take Manchester United's goal-scoring probably to that next level. Now, it probably will maybe hurt Rashford's game time a little bit, but Rashford's still a young player. He's still played a number of minutes this season. And with the FA Cup, if Manchester United get some favourable draws in the FA Cup, like we've got Yeovil, it will give Jose Mourinho a good chance to give Marcus Rashford some more minutes. And with the Premier League pretty much done and dusted for Manchester United, finishing second will be pretty much all Manchester United can get from there here on now. I think Manchester United might rotate and have a real crack at that Champions League coming in February, because with Alexis Sanchez now not cup tied, Manchester United can have a real go at that Champions League. And there's not too many top teams out there that are killing it at the moment. Barcelona are performing very well and haven't lost in the La Liga. PSG are playing very, very well. I'm sorry, Manchester City. But besides that, the others are a bit hit and miss this season. So Manchester United, with favourable draws in the Champions League, could end up getting to the quarter-final or semi-final with relatively playing too many of the big hitters in the Champions League. And then who knows, just 1 or 2 good games and you could end up in the final. And bigger shocks have happened. I'm not saying Manchester United can win it, but bigger shocks have happened. And with the FA Cup, we've got a very good chance of still claiming silverware, which obviously Alexis Sanchez would like to claim some silverware in his first season at Manchester United. So I think if it was all about money for Alexis Sanchez, he could have fucked straight off to China and gone and got a massive paycheck. Now, yes, he has increased his wage, but he would have got massive, massive wages at Manchester City as well. But the game time, and Manchester United will be back challenging for trophies again. The gulf in class isn't as big as people are making out. Next season it could be completely different in the Premier League. You look this season, Chelsea at this moment, okay, they're not as far off in terms of points from last season. It's just the fact that Manchester City have had such a good season in terms of points. But Chelsea are 3rd this time. I mean, Leicester won it a few years ago. I'm not saying something like that's going to happen again, but teams can drop off and teams can have a much better or different season the following year, the way it's going in the Premier League at the moment. So you can't write that gulf I know it's 12 points at the moment, but next season there might not be much in it at all. Manchester City last season were way off from what the team they are now. So one or two more signings in the summer and Manchester United could be a real force in the Premier League and Europe again. And with Sanchez, Sanchez knows that with himself in the team, that team is going to improve massively, and we're already second in the league now. So it is good to see. I'm really pleased that Sanchez has signed for Manchester United. It is a Robin Van Persie Mark II. Hopefully that he can produce that same impact that Robin Van Persie had on this Manchester United team. And okay, Van Persie only won the Premier League with Manchester United, but hopefully Sanchez can go one better and win maybe an FA Cup or a Champions League or something in his time, and that would be absolutely sensational for Manchester United. But we will just have to wait and see. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the Sanchez deal in the comments section below. It's disappointing Henrik Mkhitaryan didn't work out. I would have preferred him to go somewhere else, just in case he does come good at Arsenal. But if Sanchez becomes even better, I'm not too bothered. Arsenal aren't going to make the top four now for me. Okay, it might give them a better chance in the Europa League, but hopefully someone will knock them out in that. And Mkhitaryan will be playing Europa League football again next season. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Come on, United.